This time of the Quick Speed Shop, check it out. Bam! I've got all these pipes and bends and pieces. We're building an exhaust system for the 40 Mercury. I'm a professional, don't try this at home. Okay, we're going to get right into it. I've ordered an exhaust kit from Summit Racing. This is their hot rod builder kit. It's 2 1/4 inch pipe. It's everything you need to build like a dual exhaust system. There's a whole bunch of bends and straights and pieces and stuff. I've already started. I'm underneath the car. Let's go and I'll show you how I started out and we'll get into building this exhaust system. So before we get to the exhaust, I want to show you what I did just off camera. I built some body mounts down here. You can see these here. They're a little like C channel. There's the underside of it. I welded it up top and I plug welded it here to the side. They kind of mimic like a factory style mount. I made them out of 2x2 square tubing. Just sawed out the edge of the tubing, made the shape, and then there's a body mount rubber here, and then a piece of 1/8 inch flat stock that just welds to the bottom of the floor. And this little top hat piece made out of a washer and a piece of a spacer gets me up to the sheet metal height for the top of the floor. So when I do the sheet metal here, I'll drill a hole through and the body mount will bolt through the top of the floor, through the spacer, into the mount here. But I tied it in where the wheel walls come down and they tie into the stock part of the body. And this is like real strong here. So the back of the floor is like open, but all the weight's there and all this structure is tied in. So this won't want to shake or nothing. It's right about, it's good in the back of the car. So I got those made and they're all mounted up good. So the sheet metal's coming along good here, but now we're going to go underneath and we're going to do the exhaust up and out of the back of the car. Ah, hold on, I'm getting under the car. I'm getting under the car, hold on. Ah, dang it. Ah. Okay, I'm laying under the car here. You got the transmission, obviously. And look at this, flames on the bottom of the car. Look at that. So we're going to be working on the exhaust system here. What I've got is small block Chevy up there. I got some head pipes coming down. And it's 2-inch pipe. It's in these stainless steel glass pack style mufflers. And then right now the pipes are just cut off. I've turned them around. They used to come up through here, through the frame, and they exited out over here in front of the big back tires. But the leaf spring mount and all that was in the way, so I had to cut them off. But what I want to do is, luckily the stainless mufflers, I got to pull the mufflers off. We've got to take these pipes, the bend is going to get me around. We're going to come around here, and then we're going to go up and around the back of the frame. This is this aluminum piece here. This is a hanger up here to a piece of channel. But I want to shorten these pieces up. I'm still going to use this bend to get around the frame, but it's got to clear this running board mount. The running board mount's got to come back into here where this bend is. And then I got to cut the pipes here and take like 2 inches out of this, and we'll weld up the new piece to get the kick down so it's right below the frame, then run back out, then use the new exhaust system pieces I got from Summit Racing to build the tailpipes, which are going to be 2 1/4 inch. So I'm going to have to slip it over here and weld the 2 1/4 inch over the 2-inch, which should be fine. This is all aluminized pipe here, even though it's got a little bit of rust. This is like 15 years old aluminized pipe. So, oh shoot, I don't have my tool. It's got these aluminum like street rod style clamps there. Now, I've already had these off once, but I should be able to pull the muffler off the pipe. I think. Aha! There we go. Okay, so I got the pipes up here. I want to flip these pipes around because the bend here is a lot shorter than the bend here. And I'm slowly working this muffler off. I'm just kind of like wiggling it, and it's coming off here slowly but surely. Aha! There we go. These are like barely got any baffles in them. No wonder the exhaust is loud on this car. You can see how the bend is a lot longer, the stub piece here. So I'm going to cut this straight and I want to put it back in the muffler So it's got a lot shorter distance because the bend was hitting the frame. But I want to just cut it off straight first. If I can kind of hold it in here. Ting, 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 ting. I bought a dual exhaust kit from Summit Racing. It's 2 1/4 inch pipe. It comes in this big box. It's I think it was like 200 bucks here. You have a lot of pipe hooked to it. Oh, there's all kinds of pipes in there. What we got here is the universal rod builder's kit. I found this in the box. Here you can see what's in there. And it's 2 1/4 inch aluminized pipe. All the edges are swedged so it slips together. You get all your bends, and then you got 4 pieces of 4-foot long pipe over here. So this should be plenty of bends to be able to build this exhaust system up and over the axle. You got tons of stuff you can make bends, like you want to go over the axle with something like this. You know, come out here, you can do something like that, or what I'll probably end up doing is going up over the axle a bend like this, and then straight coming back down, something like that, and then, you know, kicking in, maybe going up and over, I don't know. Got all kinds of bends, we got tons of choices, we can do whatever we want. We got 4 of these 180-degree bends, and you can also cut them back if you want to do something different. Alright, so the first piece of the puzzle here is I've flipped my pipes around, like I said. You see how far that one's hanging down off? I haven't trimmed that one yet. But I've gone ahead on the passenger side here, and I've cut it back quite a ways down to this bend. I've made it into like a slash cut angle here, which is going to be alright, because this is 2-inch pipe, and the new pipe is 2 1/4, so I've got some extra flow. And what I'm going to do, you can see this here, see how the pipe is bigger diameter, but then it touches here and here. I'm going to squeeze this in the vise and oblong this 2 1/4 inch pipe. It'll end up fitting right over here, and then I'll weld this all up, just like a minor overlap. But I want to get the pipe as close to the chassis of the car, because we got very little clearance under here. This car is so low, I can't have the pipes hang down at all, so it's helping me to make like this mitered cut versus like a bend cut here. But what I'm doing, so this is getting these first straight sections. I just got them stuck under there. They're under the rear end. And I've got a cheap pipe bender. I want to put my first bend in the pipe here by where this frame rail cross piece is. And I want to do a kick up, bend the pipe and kick it up to start heading up over the rear end. Alright, the bender I got here is a real old Harbor Freight cheap pipe bender. I bought it like 20 years ago to try to make some exhaust pipes. And it takes a hydraulic ram and it pushes up. It's got these shoes that push up in here, and they push up and bend it. This is a 2-inch shoe which fits over the 2 1/4 inch pipe. I found if you go down one size, it seems to help squish the pipe a little bit. So I've got an 1.5 inch die in here, and I've marked my pipe somewhere. Where did I mark it? There. So I'm going to slide it into the bender. I'm going to start it off with the bigger die. Now, simply as a bottle jack, you just jack her on up. Here you can see the pipe in here, these rollers it pushes on. And we just take it and jack it. And it starts putting a bend in the pipe. This thing would stop rocking around. But you gotta be careful, you don't go too far, it'll kink the pipe. Okay, I'm gonna let it off. See, it's starting to put a bend in the pipe here. It's pushing here. It's also starting to mushroom it just a little bit on this diameter. But now that I put a little bit of kick into it, oh, it also dimples the pipe where the other rollers were. So this is only for minor bending. This thing doesn't work that good. But I'm going to put the smaller die in, try to get a little more kink into this, because I want to kick it up over the frame just a little bit. So I'll put the bigger die, the smaller diameter die in. Alright. Oh, my. Well, you can see that was a bad idea. I mushed into the pipe. Son of a gun. Well, it didn't work out using a smaller die. I got to go back to the bigger die. I've ruined this piece of pipe. I'll save it for shorter pieces. Let's try this again. This bender is not the thing you want to get if you want to make like tight bends. It does not work very well. I mean, you get like 20 degrees maybe out of it. So I rarely use it because it's terrible. It just destroys the pipe. I need just a little bit of bend. Any little bit of bend will help. That's why I'm trying to use it here. But this has been my experience with this thing. Every time you use it, it just wrecks everything. And here you can see it's starting to kink the pipe here. I've only gone probably 15 degrees or so, plus it dimpled the pipe here and here. So that's going to help me. I think that's as far as I'm going to go with it, because any more it's going to start flattening the pipe out. It's going to ruin it. Once again, you can try to get by with like Harbor Freight cheap junk tools, and just like my sheet metal bender, which was Harbor Freight, which I got rid of because it's garbage. This hydraulic pipe bender is pretty much garbage. It's very minimal bends like you've seen here, but I think it's gonna do just enough to do what I got to do here. But don't run it right out and buy these things and think you're gonna be an exhaust wizard with them, because they don't work that way. They, very minimal bends. Believe it or not, that kick helped me just a little bit. Like I said, not perfect, but it got me, got the pipe up in the air a little bit. That's good. Actually, got to come over here. Roll it like that. So it was helpful a little bit there to have that bender. Got me kind of where I got to go here. You can see here where the bend is coming up by the frame rail. I'm going to be up and over the rear end, so I want to have the pipe about there. So the bend helped a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to think about getting up over the axle. I've taken a 45 and a 90, slipped them together here. And they are going to be our axle piece. It's going to go right about there. Oh, it's going to line up pretty good. It's going to come and kick around the shock back here. Probably lean this over at an angle, come by past the shock, past the gas tank. This is a little bit long here, it looks like. But that's going to be perfect if I cut a little bit of that off, bring it up to about here. Want it to be as high as it can be without hitting the frame, obviously. That looks pretty darn good right there. I'll cut that much off the straight point. Now, this kit's all swedged, with these swedge pieces. You could clamp it all together, but I'm gonna weld it all together. Let's cut that off, and that'll allow this to slide down onto here, right about there. So I'll cut this down, and we'll slip her all together one more time. Alright, we're looking good here. Got the tacks up there, tack 3 spots up there, so the head pipe is locked in. I've added a hanger here. I've got these rubber hangers, and I mounted it up there. Now I've got a little collision right now with this old bracket. there, I've got to trim this bracket or spin the clamp. I like to have the clamps up like this so they don't hang down. So I'm going to take the cutoff wheel and cut a slot up in this and get it out of the way so this thing won't crash into it. But we'll do that. I'll do that last. I want to get the system built. So this is hanging good. It's hanging up here. It's hanging real nice. You know, nice and strong. I'm going to end up putting one more hanger back here in the back by the where the tailpipes come down onto the back of the car. I've got a fancy hanger I'll show you in a minute that's going to go back here. But it's looking good. I'm going to get the second pipe here tacked on when I know where that's good. And then I'm going to leave the tailpipe, or the over the axle pipe loose here so I can play with the angle of the dangle. But you can see here we got about, I don't know, 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch clearance to the frame there. And then there's clearance out here, so it's going to be good. The pipe's going to come down through here, then out the back. I took that piece that we screwed up in the beginning there with the bender, and I used it to mock this up. I tried using the fittings to come down here, and the angles are wrong. So I just took the bender and I put a bend in it here and a bend in it here, and it makes a good tailpipe that swings right out the back. The only reason it's kicked up a little bit back here is because of that sword lock action. But I've only got 2 more full-length pipes, and I got a short stub piece here. So I need all 4 long pipes to finish the system. I used the one section up there, then this one. So I got to fix this pipe to use as a tailpipe. But I've got the piece we cut off the front pipe, and I'm going to cut it right here, and then I'm going to cut the lip way back so there's only like a 1/2 inch overlap, and I'm going to splice a new piece of pipe in here without the big slip fitting on it, and then make the new, extend the tailpipe out. And I'll leave it long. We'll cut them when we're done. Because I'll leave them long because I want to trim them when I get the bumper on there, like flush with the bumper. But I'll fix this pipe. It'll end up looking down like this. Then I'll put it back in the bender, and I'll bend it back up with the correct size jaw, and we'll get rid of that screwed up part. Alright, so welding that on there, it came out good. It fits good now. You can see it swells down here nice. Kneel down. And then you won't even see that little splice back up in there under the car. But the pipes are coming out good. They're coming under the cross member under the back of the car. Now, obviously, this is way too long. Like I said, when I have the bumper on, the bumper will be about here. So I'll cut, 4 inches of this off. But I want to line the tailpipes up left and right and get them all centered to the hitch and everything and level. And then just leave them. I'll cut them off later. I'm going to leave those 2 joints loose on here so I can roll the pipes around and get them matched up perfectly. And then I will tack them where they have to be to make them match. Okay, we're chugging along here on the driver's side. Got the pipe cut off, got the piece bent up in the bender, and it'll match up all my bends and stuff. I got the up over the axle pieces laid together here. We're looking parallel to the other side. So what I got to do is get that hanger location mounted up here by this side, just like over here. Just like over here. And I'll get that hanging. I'll tack the front pipe, and then be able to tack this mid pipe once I get that up, and then we'll have this piece up swivel and just loose like the other side. Then I'll bend up this tailpipe, come down here, and we'll match up the tailpipes and get the final hangers on, and then I'll be able to tack it all together, and the exhaust system will pretty much be complete except for the final welding. Okay, I got the tailpipe in the bender. I measured off the other one with the 2 bends I got to make. When I bent the other one, I put a reference mark on the bender here, and I only came up to about a 1/4 inch below that, so I don't want to bend it too much. So I'm going to bend it, put these bends in here and try it out, and then we should be able to match it up pretty good. Okay, got her bent preliminarily now. Let's go slap it up under the car and take a look. Let's see here. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it's looking pretty good there. Okay, I need to be about a finger's width down from the cross member, but I can tell that I'm a little bit far away from the pan. Yeah, so I got to put a little bit more bend. Let's see. If I bend this, I got to put a little bit more bend in this bend here, and that'll pick this tailpipe up. So I'll go do that right quick. Look at that. Got twice pipes sticking out the back there. $16 1/8. Man, right on the money, $16 1/8. My floor is not level, so I can't really judge this, but like 24 1/8. Man, that's right on my 24 1/8. That's super close. I know I'm just about equal on the cross member. I know this rear pan is just a little shy on this side of the car. It's about, so the difference in the pan you're going to see with the pipes, but I'm going off the rear cross member on the frame, which is perfectly straight. And when the bumper's out here, you're not going to see this pan gap. But I want to get lined up on my trailer hitch, and then make sure it's even with the cross member, and then have the pipes come out the same way. But they're, man, it looks pretty good. I got to step back and do some looking. That seems to be like right in the really close in the ballpark where it's got to be. All right, so the rear hangers I'm going to use are these fancy like street roddy style ones. They've got I think it's stainless, maybe not just regular steel, but anyways, it's got a rubber isolator like a new car. It bolts onto the frame. I've already drilled and put a nut cert here, and then I've just got a self-tapper, big self-tapper below it, just to hold it from rotating, but will bolt right on the frame like this. And I've already bent it up here. I bent the rod, so the rod will come around like this, and it'll weld on down there. I'm going to just cut this off, but this will bolt right on here like this and hold the side of this tailpipe. Okay, she's all done, guys, here. You can notice I got way more tips sticking out of the back than I need here, but I'm going to wait until I put the bumper on, like I said, which is going to be about here-ish, and then wherever it is, I'll trim the pipes off just probably like a 1/4 inch past the bumper. So, well, I'm leaving them long for now. They'll probably be ankle breakers, and I better get the bumper on fast so I can cut them off. But I got the system all welded up. I went around and welded up all the way around. You can see the hanger up in here, and the pipes are actually really firm now with the hangers here, the two hangers here. I mean the hangers in the back, and then the two hangers up there on the those rubber strap ones up there. But the system is freaking awesome now. It came out really good. I'm really happy with the way it flows up around and up and over. It's really symmetrical. I just got to hit the welds with a grinder a little bit, but you can see all the way up in there the mufflers. Then it drops down, and it's pretty much parallel and coming uphill and swoops up and over. Nice high flow system. These are all pretty much almost mandrel bends, and then a little bit of bending I did. But it came out super slick, and it clears everything. It doesn't rattle. I just got to trim around the clamps for the upper front hangers there, clearance them out. But the thing is tight, and it should work good. And I'm super happy with it. The kit worked out really well. I used all the long straight pieces, 290s, 245s, and I got a whole bunch of stuff left over. So pretty happy with the way the dual exhaust came out on the 40 Mercury. Where's my hand? Bam. So bam, there we go. It was really good progress today. It's Daytona 500 weekend here. Had a long rain delay, but I'm watching the end of the race now. It's on the garage TV over there. I gotta finish that out. I'm on fire watch for a little bit before I go and put this thing away for the day. But really happy how this came out. Like I said, it's going to be awesome. It's going to sound good with the mufflers all the way up front. It's kind of like a, you know, a 59 to 61 Chevy. Those always sound super good, and they like rap a lot because the mufflers are all the way up in the front. This car's got those real minimal glass packs all the way at the front. It was always loud coming out the side with the side pipes, but now I've added all this extra pipe. The thing, especially with the standard transmission, when you're cruising and then you like let off, it should rap really good out of these pipes. So I can't wait for the springtime to have this thing back on the road and see how it sounds with this exhaust. But I'm happy with the kit. It worked out good. It was $200. I've still got 8 fittings left that I can use on other projects. It's all aluminized pipe, so it should last forever, hopefully. And pretty happy with that. The kit was like $200, I think, from Summit Racing. So I got $200 plus a couple miscellaneous straps, hangers I had in it. So probably like $240 to make all these tailpipes. I couldn't have had a shop do it for that much, probably. Would have been more than that. And plus it's winter, I can't get the car there. So I made it. There's a couple of welds in there, but she's all good to go. Nice high flow tips, and one more thing checked off the list on the 40 Mercury. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Come back to the Quick Speed Shop.